it?
First thing we have to do is to give this government time to fulfill what they promised to do, that is fixing the economy. Okay. And if you look out there, if you order something outside the country that is, let's say, $500, long time ago you used to pay 50,000 shillings. Right now, it is close to around 70,000 shillings. The exchange rate outside there is crazy. It is not hard, it is not easy right now to live in Kenya. Okay. But we have hope that whoever went to school to study economics and is working in the government will have a way to turn around this economy. Because the hope of the normal Mwananchi is the sitting bureaucrat in the government to turn around this economy. Otherwise, we are doomed. But other countries are not doing well too. Okay. If you go to Uganda, the East African market, the US is also crying. So the whole world is crying. Okay. I don't know where we are headed to. Will we have a magic bullet in our country to save this economy? I don't know.
Is there, are we looking at a possibility of probably light at the end of the tunnel, or this is all doom and gloom?
As I know, the president, President William Ruto, is an astute man. Okay. He will fix this economy. Yeah. I know him because he has worked hard before, and Kenyans know him because he's a hard worker. So we expect better next year, as we are starting next year. But let's give him time to fix the economy the best way he knows. And I know he has put people who are able to fix this economy at play.
Now, he normally says, I have a plan, so let's wait for that particular plan and see exactly how it unfolds. Now, another topic that is making headlines here on The Standard has to do with, the IEBC. Now, Chebukati's team faces a seat in the election tribunal. We do understand that, 3 other commissioners did resign, and you're talking about Cherea, Nyang'aya, and also Wanderi. Now, Masit is the person that refused to resign and say, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to bolt out, I'm going to face this, go to the tribunal and all that. Right now, the Chebukati's team just giving evidence in regards to that. What do you make of this first, in just what transpired during, the August 9th elections, and after that, the Cherera 4, and right now we are talking of a tribunal and also want to replace Chebukati to some extent?
First and foremost, there are public institutions that deal with the wrongs that were done to anyone in the country. The tribunal was formed to investigate the 4 commissioners who had contrary opinion to the 3 commissioners who remained at Bomas. The 4 commissioners who went to Serena to declare their stand are being investigated. 3 have resigned, and 1 is still adamant that she had no role in any malpractice in the government. So Masit is defending herself. We didn't hear her speak. We didn't hear her say anything, but we know where she stood, and we know what she stood for, and everyone knows that, and everyone knows that she is part of the Cherera 4, and the defense that she's giving out is that she was not part of it, and there's no record of her saying anything. The tribunal must come up with recommendations. The president has been upfront in mentioning the atrocities that were done to the IEBC commissioners. Murder is one of them, of the IEBC chair.
Now, Edgar, that is a story that has been a subject of debate in the country, with people saying that he shouldn't have done that.
He shouldn't have done that. Why? Kenyans will say, but for why? That, the president is at liberty to say anything. Because he has to support his allegations factually, with facts. And the president is the commander-in-chief. So there are people who say he should go report at the DCI.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to put across.
He's the DCI, by the way. He's the report office and the OB combined. So when he tells you that, he has facts.
So what then happens if at all he comes and says, because he's putting it out here as if he's expecting us to act on it, and yet we understand there are institutions that need to act on that?
Let me tell you, so something has to be thrown out there for Kenyans to chew for it to be debated in the public opinion.
So it is playing politics with this matter then, to some extent?
Everything is politics.
Everything
is political. And what Raila is playing even today is political.
Oh, no, we'll get into that later on.
But wow, I was about to jump into it.
That we'll get into that later on, because that will be, for me, the basis of our discussion this morning. Something else that is making headlines before we take a look at the Daily Nation is doubts that fertilizer subsidy will end food crisis. Now, this is, food crisis has been a subject of debate in the country, Edgar, for quite a long time. And, the Kenya Kwanza government came into office and said, now we want to deal with this. Instead of subsidizing consumption, we're going to subsidize production.
Yes.
And right now we have fertilizer subsidy, but the standard now says maybe there's a little bit of doubts whether this is the way to go, and whether this is the solution that we're actually seeking. What's your take on that? You come from a region that is highly agricultural.
Yes. The standard criticizing government's plan to give subsidized fertilizers is they're free to criticize the government.
Okay.
But this is a way to go. When you want to plant, I come from agricultural area down there. When you want to plant, you think of the cost of input. The cost of input, one of them is fertilizer. Fertilizer was going for around 7,000 shillings. And if you tell me that an acre will take in around 50 kilograms bag of fertilizer, then I will start thinking about 7,000 shillings to put into the farm. Okay. Right now, fertilizer is going for around 2,500. There's DAP for 2,500, top dressing 2,500, and there's now the other one for 3,500, the one used for planting. This is good news because there's no stress in going into the farm. Okay. One expensive thing right now is fuel, and the tractors are charging it so high. So what they have to look at again is another factor of production subsidy. They have subsidized fertilizer. Yes, we are happy. And the production cost is low. We are happy. We are encouraged to plant. We are happy. And when we are encouraged to plant, then we have hope of harvesting. One, the subsidy on fertilizers is good. Fertilizer has to be quality again. Because if you bring us useless fertilizers that is subsidized, then we are not going to have our production. Another factor of production is water. Water has to be availed in arid areas, semi-arid areas, and fertilizer subsidy will make sense.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, the